Okay, we're just going on a little further with this video by Sean, but before we do that, there's something nice to look at for a few seconds, alright? His name's If, and he's really, really cool. Okay, but now, let's go back to the evil one.
Addition of events for God, so it doesn't apply to him. And it's the same with his power. God's power is not 1 plus 1 plus 1 power. Instead, his power is simply unlimited control over reality.
And where does he get his proof from? Well, obviously another bunch of logical fallacies. This man is twisted, and he's trying to control your mind. Put your fingers in your ears and say la 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 la.
That is not an actual infinite in terms of an infinite amount of finite things, so it doesn't apply with my definition. Now, as for your question, isn't heaven and hell an infinite? The answer is no, because we exist in time, and time...
What the hell is he talking about now? So he's now saying heaven and hell are not infinite. Has he been there? Well, we can imagine he's been to hell, because obviously he could well be Satan or Beelzebub or the AntiChrist. He probably is the AntiChrist. The AntiChrist, that's him. So he does know about hell because he's the AntiChrist.
And at a beginning. So here we are living for 100 years, and we die. Then we go to heaven and hell, and we're there, but we can stop at any point and say, okay, how much time have we been here? And it's still a finite amount of time. And
No, you're just trying to apply that bloody hotel theory to life after death, which you can't do because you haven't spent that much time there yet.
It can keep on going indefinitely, but at any point you can still stop and say how much time and still in a finite amount. This can keep going, literally, without ceasing forever, but you'll always be able to say it's been a finite amount of time since the beginning, because again, you can never reach an infinity by adding sequential addition.
Now, again, he's talking rubbish, because infinity means carrying on forever, and to carry on forever you have to do that through sequential addition. And who in the name of all that's holy is he to say how the rules of nature work in heaven? This man is twisted.
God cannot be regressed by way of sequential addition, subtraction, division, or multiplication.
And where does he get that information from? Again, this is just an idea pulled out of the air and thrown straight in your face. This man is the Antichrist.
Either in his duration or in his power, unlike time. So infinite punishment simply means never-ending punishment, which makes sense and is still finite in consideration to...
No. If it's never-ending, it's not finite, okay? You just don't even know the meanings of the words you're using. This is... Oh my God. I guess the only way you got through school was someone paid your teachers.
The fact that time can never reach infinity, which proves time at a beginning, but God...
Time can never reach infinity. What? That's rubbish.
Cannot be applied to that sequential addition or subtraction. So he doesn't fit with my definition that I gave you, that you can't have an infinite amount of finite things, because there's nothing finite about God in a way that you could sequentially subtract or add to him.
I don't know what kind of God he's talking about, but this smug little arsehole is, oh God, look at him. Oh. Anyway, this smug little arsehole is again just pulling ideas out of the air and making up attributes for God, for which there is no cohesive argument in any real religion. This man is making it up as he goes along, just to control you. This man is a mind control freak. He is the Antichrist. Do not trust him.
You're right. I know. I don't believe in evil, but I do believe in evil. Confused? So am I. The only one who's confused here is you, TJ.
Oh, come off it.
See, the Bible says that God has given his laws in our conscience, so we're all aware of right and wrong. Unfortunately, since you've rejected the objective moral lawgiver who is...
No. You've just said that we've got a conscience. Even TJ has a conscience. Okay, therefore he's got the laws of God by your definition. And now you're saying he doesn't have the law of God because he's rejected the lawgiver, but you're also saying he's got the laws in him. So you just twisted your argument completely arse about face. You are a lying, cheating, stealing person, and you are the Antichrist. Go away.
God. Well, now you're left with a thing inside of you that's telling you right from wrong, but you don't know where it's coming from. So at one point you're like, well, I know there's right and wrong, and on the other hand you're like, well, I don't know where it's coming from, so I don't know if it's real or not. Maybe...
No, that's not the point. We know it's real. We don't have to know where it's coming from. If you get guilt, that's a good thing. Alright? Guilt teaches you right from wrong. Everyone has guilt. Even your dog has guilt. Grow up.
It's all in my head. So this is why atheism is so dangerous, is because...
No, atheism is not as dangerous as you are. We're having a look at you right now, and you are pretty fucking dangerous.
Because it's removed your moral compass.
No, no, no. Everyone has a moral compass if they've got the ability to reason and to think and to understand life. And people grow with it. Their moral compass grows with them. It's called maturity. It's what people do. And if you just stick to a rigid structure, you're just going to go mad. Well, obviously you have.
And if you don't believe me, here's the proof. It's in
No, no, no.
the pudding. TJ,
Well said, TJ.
it's heartbreaking because, you know, I'm just trying to help you, man.
No, we've analyzed all of your arguments on just a couple of my videos, and we know that your arguments are whack. We know that your point of views are whack. We know that you don't want to help anybody. We know that you are a liar. We know that you are making things up as you go along. We know that your arguments counteract themselves, and all your subsequent arguments go back, and everything about you is to twist people's minds. You're not there to help anybody. You are the Antichrist.
I'm actually, even though you may think I'm the enemy here, and
yes.
You might feel like I'm threatening your worldview, which is why...
No, you're not threatening my worldview. You just don't really have a worldview. You have a desire to control people. You are trying to become a cult leader, and cult leaders are evil.
You're getting so hostile. I'm actually one of the few people on YouTube that's genuinely trying to help you and is able to help you.
No, I don't think so. You're not able to help anybody. You don't have it in you. You don't have any compassion. You believe that millions of people died because they deserved it under God's law. I mean, what is wrong with you?
Because most of the people who support you support your idiotic ideas, and
Well, actually, he's got a lot of reasoning, which you don't seem to have at all, because your arguments are self-contradictory, and TJs have actually thought about what's real and what's not, whereas you believe that you have beliefs, when in fact you don't. You just have a desire to pathogenically control people. You are the Antichrist.
I don't say that to insult you. It's just that you're
Yes, you did.
going down a very dark, scary path that'll just...
No, you are a dark, scary path, Sean. Realize that.
...lead to your destruction.
Nah, I don't even want to start commenting on that.
And I don't want to see that happen. So I'm trying to help you. I want to explain why you are the way you are, and the next thing you say helps me to help you understand that.
So if evil arose, then it would have to have arisen out of God's design.
Since you have a naturalistic understanding of consciousness in the brain, you believe our choices are totally environmental and nature and nurture.
No, that isn't what he said. He's talking about your worldview, Sean.
Believe that it's just because our brain is chemical reactions, so you think, that our thoughts and actions are also just chemical reactions that obey the laws of physics.
Well, no, because most people think in terms of emotions, in terms of love, hate, whether something is right and whether something is wrong. That's most people for you. It's not because I believe I'm a fucking robot made out of cells.
That has nothing to do with ourselves. So essentially, you think you've removed yourself from responsibility for your
Liar.
actions. I believe we have an immaterial soul that is...
Well, it acts like an immaterial soul, but so most people believe it. They call it their personality, they call it their imagination, their creativity, their pleasure in living. Even I've got one of those.
not bound by the laws of physics, so it doesn't have to obey them. That's
well, yeah, we obey the laws of sociology and psychology.
Simply to say we can make choices from in of ourselves, from our soul, that are not based on the reality of the physical world. So we are actually then responsible for the choices we make, not by God's design, but by our own choices, because God created us as free moral agents, which...
No. Do I have to explain how convoluted and self-contradictory that argument is? I think not. Go on to part 3.